Okay. UC Health Park in Colorado Springs plays host to doubleheader action between the Boulder Collegians and the Colorado Springs Outlaws. Hi, everybody. Welcome down south to Colorado Springs. Ethan Jordan and Trey Goodman alongside you for Game 1 of a doubleheader between the Collegians and the Outlaws. Just a minute or two away from first pitch here down south. It was slated at 2 o'clock. We're running just a little bit late. That's all right. Coach is meeting with the umpires at home plate. Collegians and the Outlaws here this afternoon. UC Health Park, of course, the regular season home to the Rocky Mountain Vibes, rookie ball team of the Milwaukee Brewers. But they've been nice enough to let us use their facilities and play some Rocky Mountain League baseball. Collegians come into this game on quite a hot streak. They lost their second officially played game of the season against the Denver Cougars, and they haven't looked back since. They're on a 6-game winning streak coming into this ball game. Colorado Springs has not fared as well. They are 2-5 on the season. They're the type of team that can turn that around at any time. They haven't looked great so far in the RMBL, but they've got some guys on this team that once they can get them hot and they can figure out some things pitching-wise, well, they could start to contend a little bit here as we move into the season. Starting pitchers today for the two sides. Kyle Moran gets the start for Colorado Springs. He'll be up against a new man for the Collegians, Shane Cavallo. Cavallo making his Collegians debut today, just joined the team this afternoon, and he's already on the bump. So we'll see what he has in store for us, but we won't see him till the bottom of the first, as the Collegians are the away team against Colorado Springs, and they will come to the bat first against Kyle Moran. Lineup today for the Collegians a little bit different than we've seen. Braden Roybal leads off playing third base, and Brady Rank, the DH, hits second. Nick Arrivo in left. Brennan Nolte, the first baseman, moves up a bit in the order to the cleanup spot. John Sorensen getting his first start in an actual game for the Collegians. He started yesterday in what I'm calling an exhibition game against the Rough Riders, a non-league game. The Collegians played a couple different guys that we don't normally see, and Sorensen had himself a good game and has found himself in the starting lineup at second base. We followed by Doug Blankenship, the catcher, who, well, he had the day to talk about yesterday. I believe he was 3 for 4 with 2 doubles and 3 RBIs. And Cherokee LeBeau back in the lineup for the first time since game number 3. He's been battling a leg issue on his right leg. He came to the ballpark suited up. He said, I'm going to try and go today. We'll see how it goes. But he hits seventh and plays shortstop. Luca Dincola, the center fielder, and then Joe Ungaro, the right fielder, rounds out the lineup for Mark Goodman and the Boulder Collegians. Moran getting loose on the hill, right-handed pitcher. And just heard the umpire signal, the catcher signal 2, so the throw down. And we're just moments away from first pitch here from UC Health Park. Kyle Moran and Braden Roybal, the first matchup of the afternoon. Roybal, a left-handed hitter. He'll stand into the batter's box now, ready to go. Umpire signals play ball. Moran and Cavallo, Collegians and Outlaws, here we go. First pitch is flown into left field. routine fly ball right at Kit Wickington, who settles under it for the first out. So Moran wastes no time in getting out number one. Just finished up his freshman season at Northwestern Oklahoma State, Division II program. Now he'll see Brady Rank, another left-handed batter. The Collegiate DH takes it inside for ball one. Moran in the shortened season at Northwestern Oklahoma State allowed 5 runs in 4 innings in his debut. He's from Pine Creek High School, another local guy. Plenty of guys on this Colorado Springs team that either play at UCCS for their college ball or attended high school in the area. 2-0 to Rank. Pitch misses low. 2-0 offering. Rather 3-0, pardon me. Comes inside, and Rank draws the walk.
We saw a lot of patience there on that at-bat. That was very nice. We need a lot of that like we had yesterday. A lot of people patient until they got the ball in the strike zone.
Yeah, the Collegians showed impressive patience at the plate, really taking some professional at-bats as Nick Arrivo strides in. Arrivo just one at-bat yesterday, came in to pinch hit, struck out. But that doesn't mar the season he has had so far, especially considering he struck out in a non-league game as he takes ball one. Arrivo hitting in the 3-hole for the Collegians, and deservedly so. And a balk called against Kyle Moran on the hill, and Brady Rank will take the free pass down to second base. And so, looked like the pitcher Moran had a couple words with the umpire. He said enough of that. 1-0 on Nick Arrivo, chance to drive in this run from second. Here's the pitch. Fastball is outside. 2 balls and no strikes to Nick Arrivo, and this is not the guy you want to fall behind, especially with the runner in scoring position. Arrivo out of Eckerd College in Florida. Second stint with the Collegians here in 2020. He fouls this one out of play. As he was a year ago, Nick Arrivo, the team leader in RBIs with 8. 348 hitter. And an impressive 1136 OPS. 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Fastball in the dirt. Good block behind the plate. I don't think that the catcher, Diedrich, was expecting that fastball to bounce to him, but it did, and he knocked it down. 3 balls and a strike to Nick Arrivo. Arrivo flies one foul down the right field line. That'll get out of play. That's over to that dining area down the right field line. There's a couple of fans here this afternoon. Now, don't get riled up. You say, oh, there was fans, I wasn't able to go. They're trying out having a couple of fans, and by having only the immediate family of Colorado Springs players. So there's just a couple of people in the ballpark today, of course, spread out. So Arrivo takes ball 4 high, and he is down to first with the second walk of the inning issued by Kyle Moran.
Once again, nice patience there. 3-2 count. Took the walk.
That's one of the things you'll see with Arrivo. He's an RBI hitter, but even with the runner in scoring position, he'll stay patient, take what the pitcher gives him, and give the next guy a shot. That next guy is Brennan Nolte. Start at first base. Playing in only his 3rd or 4th game as a Collegian. Pitches outside. Rank takes off from second, and he has third with no throw.
They're certainly looking like they're trying to rattle the pitcher here a little bit in the first inning.
The pitch pulled Diedrich to his right, and so just didn't have a good chance to throw down to third. 1-0 is inside, nearly hits Nolte, but he leans out of the way, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. And even with the runner at third, I think Nolte is likely to have a take sign on. 2 straight walks, and then started off with a 2-0 count. I don't think there's much reason to swing the bat right here. Runners on the corners. One away in the Collegian first. Pickoff move over Nick Arrivo's way. He's not all that far off the bag. But they're certainly expecting him to run with that runner at third. And with his speed, why not? Now, Diedrich will head out from behind the plate to chat with his pitcher. They'll chat, try and figure something out. Moran got the first out of the game on just one pitch. Ever since then, it's been bad news for him. A walk, a balk, another walk, and now a stolen base and runners on the corners.
Yeah, and I don't think too many of those pitches have been in the zone at all.
Going to try and figure some things out. Down 2-0 to Brennan Nolte. No score here in the top of the first inning. 2-0 pitch, fouled away. Had the hit and run on. Arrivo took off. Delayed. Didn't look like a steal. Definitely a hit and run. And it's 2 balls and a strike to Brennan Nolte. Nolte from Garden City Community College out in Kansas. 2-1. High fly ball. Chasing the right fielder towards the line. Bates gets there as he reaches out with the left hand to make the catch. Subsequently drops the ball. They're going to count the out. But in to score comes Brady Rink. And up to second is Nick Arrivo. And the Collegians take the lead 1-0. You usually don't hear about, on the transfer in the outfield, but that was the case there with Nolte, with the pop fly from Nolte. Bates certainly hauled it, and he had to go a long way to get it towards the line. And now the umpires are going to chat about it. It looked to me like he caught the ball, then on the transfer dropped it. But they're going to conference. As it stands for now, the Collegians up 1-0. Runner at second and 2 away. So put it in the books as a sacrifice fly for Brennan Nolte, and an RBI.
Certainly having a long conference here.
Now, I suppose if they reverse this call, Nolte dropped it into foul ground. I didn't see if his body was in play. He was so close to the line. So I don't know if they reverse this. Do they give Nolte first base? And now they're going to put Nolte at second and Arrivo at third. So they say no catch from Bates out in right. And 2 bases for Brennan Nolte. Well, that's the shortest double Brennan Nolte's ever hit. That ball didn't get 40 feet past the infield. And he is down to second. So I suppose put it in as an RBI double for Brennan Nolte now. And still 1 away for the Collegians, and he's at second with Nick Arrivo at third. So things have gone from bad to worse for Kyle Moran. Now both coaches for the Colorado Springs Outlaws were out questioning the call. Joe Pacheco had a chat with the umpire, and now the co-head coach, Norm Churchill, will come out to talk to Moran. So it'll be runners at second and third, still only 1 away. And one of the strangest doubles I've ever seen from Brennan Nolte.
Yeah, we're off to an odd start in this game here. Rather long top half of the first.
And keep in mind, they're still only 1 away.
Exactly.
And you've got a hot hitter in John Sorensen coming to the plate, who in his first collegiate at-bat drew a walk. That was a couple of days ago. And then yesterday against the Rough Riders, I know it was only an exhibition game, but he was 1 for 3 with a double and drew a walk as well. So he's looked good in his Collegians debut, despite having not played baseball in a couple of years. He went to Kansas State out of high school, graduated from Rocky Mountain. Then subsequently left the baseball team but kept his scholarship and so stayed at Kansas State to get his education and now trying to get back into the game. He's got runners at second and third with 1 away, takes ball 1 outside.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he hits today. He was very patient yesterday, obviously. But he's got an opportunity here. Ground ball, scored 2.
Next offering, that's upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes to Sorensen, and Moran falls behind another hitter. Sorensen not sure where he's going to play baseball this next year. He has a couple of junior colleges interested in his services. Fouls this pitch to the screen. It's 2-1. But has not made his decision as to exactly where he'll go. Sure, coaches will take a look at his season here with the Collegians to make their decision. 2-1. It's inside. 3 balls and a strike. First base is open. Doug Blankenship waits on deck. Here comes Moran on 3-1. Ground ball ripped past the first baseman into right field. Arrivo will score. They'll wave Nolte around third base. Throw in is cut off. And it's now 3-0 Boulder. And that was a rope from John Sorensen that one-hopped Justin Olson at first. I don't know if he ever got leather on it. I don't think so.
Well, that's a good start. I don't know what the pitch count is so far on Colorado Springs, but he's thrown quite a few pitches already.
And being that we're the official scorers in this matchup, we'll give John Sorensen a base hit and a pair of RBIs, seeing as Olson didn't get the glove on it at all. Doug Blankenship, the batter, with the runner at first. Catcher takes ball 1. Blankenship yesterday did not catch. He started at DH. And designated hitter indeed. Put out 3 of them in a leading effort for the Collegians. Fouls pitch away. It's 1-1. And you know what? I shorted Doug Blankenship. He was 4 for 5 yesterday. 2 doubles, 2 singles.
He did have quite a day, that's for sure.
The 1-1. Good pitch from Moran, a fastball tailing outside, and it's 1-2. Someone in the booth mentioned I think that was the first called strike, and I think he's right. Moran just has not really found the strike zone up until this at-bat. It was a 3-0 lead for the Collegians to show for it. 1-2. Breaking ball downstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Blankenship. Not a bad idea. See if he tries to come up the ladder with a fastball. Just showing in the breaking ball low. Sorensen at first, not the fleetest of foot. We'll check on him anyway. He's back with a dive. Two and 2 on Doug Blankenship. 3 home in the inning for the Collegians and a runner at first. Here's the pitch. Blankenship flies one into the gap in right center field. That'll drop. Sorensen around second. He'll head into third. They're going to wave him around. Blankenship going to try and stretch this one. Around second. Throw to third base. Not nearly in time. An RBI triple for Doug Blankenship. Stay hot. And the Collegians take a lead 4-0. And here comes Cherokee LeBeau. Chance to drive in another run. 5 straight base runners for the Collegians.
Looks like Colorado Springs getting somebody up down in the bullpen here.
That did not take long. We're still in the top of the first inning. In fact, we're only a third of the way through it. There's a strike to Cherokee LeBeau. And I think that's the first batter, save for, of course, Roybal, who flew out, that Moran has gotten ahead of. 0-1. Ground ball. Chop foul at the plate. 0-2. Right-hander loosening in the pen. It's Micah Brigard. Collegians have not seen him so far this season. 0-2 to LeBeau. Cherokee gets way underneath of a pitch, popping it high on the infield, just in front of home plate. And there it is Diedrich who comes out of the crouch to grab it for out number 2. Finally, they record the second out. Now it'll be up to Luca Dincola to get that runner in from third. Dincola has had a tough season with the bat so far, though his last game he played was against the Pirates, and he did go 2 for 5. We'll see if that broke him out of his slump a little bit. Takes ball 1, and he's ahead in the count. 1-0. Ground ball down to third. Nice pickup on the hop by the third baseman Gregory, and his throw is in time to get the fleet-footed Dincola and ends the inning. But the Collegians put 4 on the board. They lead it 4-0. Bottom of the first coming up here from Colorado Springs. A 4-0 lead for the Boulder Collegians as we move into the bottom of the first here from UC Health Park. And if you're just joining us a little late, Collegians nearly went through the order, brought 8 men to bat. 5 of them reached base, 4 of them scored. It was an odd first inning to be sure, at least odd first half of the first inning. You had a balk, a couple of walks, double, a single, a triple. Everything going on. We had a pitcher get warned.
We had a controversial dropped ball.
And that too, yeah, down the line. Down the line in right. The right fielder, Alex Bates, got to a ball, looked like he caught it, then dropped it on what we thought was the transfer. That's what one of the umpires signaled, so that was the case for the moment. And then they came out, reversed their decision, and moved Brennan Nolte, who was the batter at the time, up to second base, even though he hadn't hit it particularly deep. But that was the call made, and it certainly didn't help things in the inning for Kyle Moran. And he finds himself down 4-0, hoping his bats can help him out a little bit. Those bats will have to face off against Shane Cavallo, the newest addition to the Collegians. Cavallo induces a ground ball foul with his first pitch from Bryce McKee. McKee, the usual starting center fielder for these Outlaws. UCCS product, as so many of them are. One from Cavallo. Misses high with the fastball, ball and a strike. See a 3-pitch mix from Shane. Fastball, or rather a 4-pitch mix, pardon. 2-seam fastball, circle change, curveball, and a cutter. Doesn't throw the cutter all that often, though. 1-1. Goes the other way into right field, right at Joe Angara, who runs into the gap to make the catch. He only had to go a couple of steps that way. Hit hard by McKee, but it's the first out. For Cavallo, the fastball will sit mid-80s. We'll mostly see and the changeup. That circle change being what he feels is his best pitch. Kit Wigington, left-handed hitting left fielder, up to the plate now. Takes ball 1. Cavallo comes into the stretch and delivers home. That's one thing you'll notice about him. He pitches exclusively out of the stretch, and you'll see that a lot from guys that are primary position players and come in to pitch every once in a while, but not always from pitchers, especially guys who start. But Cavallo out of the stretch exclusively. Here's his 1-1 to Kit Wigington, and it's down in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. Cavallo out of William Jewell University. That's out in the Midwest. He attended his first 2 years of college at Phoenix College in Arizona. Another foul ball from Wigington. It's 2-2. First pitch to Riley Gregory. Misses outside for ball 1. Gregory, right-handed hitting third baseman. And here's the 1-0. Upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Take a look at the leather for the Collegians. Cavallo and Doug Blankenship make up the battery. Around the infield, Brennan Nolte, Brady Rank, Cherokee LeBeau, and Braden Roybal, right to left. And then left to right across the outfield, Nick Arrivo, Luca Dincola, and Joe Ungaro. 3-0 to Gregory. Another fastball. This time it's inside. Gregory, if there's anybody on the team who has the green light 3-0, it's probably him, especially with 2 away. Why not try and make something happen? But he won't have a chance anyways. That's high for ball 4. So a 2-out walk, and those 2-out walks so often seem to come back to haunt you. But Shane Cavallo going to try and prevent that from happening against Jake Grieving. Grieving in the designated hitter role in game 1. Left-handed batter. Grounds one foul towards the Collegian dugout. Cavallo works ahead, no balls and 1 strike. Grieving, an interesting case. He's in some ways like John Sorensen in that he hasn't played baseball in a little while. He's going to be attending the Air Force Academy come fall. Swings and misses as the changeup gets him out in front. It's 0-2.
Yeah, that was a nice pitch.
But Grieving, to be an Air Force cadet come the fall, but in order to get into the Air Force Academy, he had to attend the Air Force Prep School last year, and they don't have a baseball program. So it's been about a calendar year since he's played ball. Takes it outside, 1-2. Said he played in a fall league last fall, but it wasn't particularly competitive. So he said it didn't help him out that much. 1-2. High fly ball down the right field line. Ungaro with a long run, and it'll drop harmlessly foul. And Ungaro really had to get on his horse there. A dead sprint to right field and still nowhere near the baseball. We'll do it again, 1-2 on Jake Grieving. He's a Legend High School graduate. He was a pretty good player over there. 353 season with 5 home runs his senior year. And as we mentioned, took a year off from baseball. 1-2 the count on him here in the bottom of the first inning. Runner at first base and 2 away. Shane Cavallo checks in, nods yes to a sign, and brings it home. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Took him low and outside with a fastball, and Grieving waves and misses for the 3rd out. So good start to Shane Cavallo's collegiate career. He works a scoreless bottom of the first inning. We're on to the second. Still 4-0 Boulder. Top of 2 from UC Health Park, Boulder Collegians and the Colorado Springs Outlaws. Joe Ungaro leads off the inning for the Collegians. They have a 4-0 lead, and Ungaro takes ball 1 inside. Not the ideal first inning for Kyle Moran. He goes back to work in inning number 2 and blows a fastball by Joe Ungaro. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Moran responds to that sort of a disaster first inning there.
1-1. That's in for strike 2. His team didn't do much in the way of helping him get back into the ball game in the bottom of the first. So you figured he'd like to work a scoreless half inning here. Give him another chance at it. 1-2 to Ungaro. Joe ropes one into left field. That's a base hit. Pitch was left up in the zone on 2 strikes, and Ungaro didn't miss it. Well, that's ideal for the Collegians as they get a man on in front of the top of the order and Braden Roybal. Braden in the minority of Collegians in the first inning is in that he did not get on base. Flew out on the first pitch of the ball game. He squares the bunt here, pops it foul and back towards us. For being a bunt, that got pretty close to coming towards the broadcast booth. He really got that up in the air. It's 0-1. Squares the bunt again, pulls it back. Pitch comes inside. Ball and a strike. And that one hits Braden Roybal. And the second inning looking in doubt for Kyle Moran here as he's put on the first 2 runners. We'll see. And again, a couple guys heading out to the bullpen for Colorado Springs.
Yeah, you know, you got a doubleheader, so you're trying to get innings out of a pitcher, but you don't want to just throw away the game after 2 innings either.
Figure if the Collegians put a couple more across this inning, things will really be looking dire for Colorado Springs, despite it still being early. Brady Rank going to try and help the Collegians do just that. Pickoff move to second, and oh, they have him. Joe Ungaro gets picked off of second base. And well, that'll help the cause of Kyle Moran. Can't get him at the plate, get him on the base paths. That's just going to eat at Joe Ungaro. Getting picked off at all is never a good thing, but especially from second. Brady Rank takes strike 1. Roybal now the lone runner at first with 1 away. 0-1 inside. A ball and a strike. Imagine we'll see Rank back in the field in game 2. Designated hitter here. Rather a pickoff move first to check on Roybal, who's back diving. Collegians are without Tyler Mata today. Another pickoff move. And Roybal's safe. So they'll get a look at a couple different guys at short. I wonder if they'll try Sorensen again at shortstop. Pitch fouled away. It's 1-2. LeBeau was the starting shortstop to begin the season before he got hurt. He's back out there this afternoon. But Tyler Mata did an excellent job over at short. Really steady for the Collegians and made a couple of nice plays as well. It wasn't just he fields everything hit right at him. No, he did a nice job in getting the ball, showed good range. It was just overall, it looked like a pretty complete shortstop. 1-2. High and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just watching them, I'd say LeBeau has a slightly stronger arm than Mata, but it's appeared that Mata had the superior glove. Then again, we've only seen Cherokee for 2 games. Roybal nearly in trouble at first as Moran was about an inch away from recording his second pickoff of the inning.
Yeah, we certainly have a little cat and mouse game going over here at first.
2-2 on the way to Rink. High chopper to first. Olsen steps on the bag for one. Throw down to second. The tag in time to get Roy ball. The 3-6 double play ends the inning. So the Collegians go quietly in the second. They still lead it 4-0. Bottom half of the inning coming up when we come back. Four 0 Boulder, bottom of the second inning between the Boulder Collegians and the Colorado Springs Outlaws. From down south in Colorado Springs, Justin Olson leads off the second for the Outlaws and fouls one to the screen from Shane Cavallo. Cavallo faced four batters in the first inning. Got one to line out, one to ground out, walked one, and struck the other out. So, good start to his collegiate career. 0-1. Fastball in a perfect location, low and outside. It's 0-2. Justin Olson, left-handed hitting first baseman. Attended the University of Kentucky for a time. But injuries plagued him there, and since then he's moved on to University of Southern Nevada. Gives one a ride down the left field line, but out of play. We'll do it again, 0-2. Olson clubs one to right center field. This is in the gap and will roll onto the track and up to the wall. Olson thinking about three. He rounds second base. Throw coming in and not nearly going to be in time. And Justin Olson has himself a triple.
Yeah, it was right in the gap, no doubt about that. We may see a little momentum turning here.
This being a professional field, the distances in the outfield a little bit bigger than the typical park that the Collegians would play at in the RMBL. 350 to the corners, 410 to center, and 385 in the alleys. And as such, it allows some guys to stretch balls in the gaps into triples or doubles that otherwise would not be. Granted, the double edge to that sword is home runs are a bit of a rarity. Runner at third, and here's Alex Bates. Bates takes ball one high. First real test for Shane Cavallo, and let's see how he fares. Runner at third and nobody away. One-0. Up high, 2 balls and no strikes. Bates, the man involved in that strange play out in right where he, well, officially dropped the ball, though who knows what actually happened. The UCCS guy as well. Got a 2-0 count on him with a runner at third. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to first. Nice pickup by Nolte as he scoops it up on his left-hand side, tags the bag for the out.
Excellent play there.
He went down to a knee. It was a spinning line drive that one-hopped him just at the last moment, and he used those first base dig skills to reach out and snag it. Like a scoop on a throw from the shortstop, but was hit right at him. Holds the runner at third base, and comes Braden Diedrich with one away. First pitch to Diedrich. Pops it up down the first base line. Nolte running in makes the catch. They're quickly 2 away. Cavallo wastes no time in getting Diedrich. That'll bring up Nate Heffelbauer, the shortstop.
You wonder how many innings Cavallo's going to throw today since he's basically just back in the game.
Well, if they're as quick as the first one was and this one could be, then he could go for a little while. He threw, in our estimation, about 15 or so pitches in the first. And he's not going to throw many in the second either. There's another pop-up down the first base line. Nolte's got it. And how about that? Allows the triple. And then 5 pitches later, works himself out of the inning.
And every out to the first baseman.
Nolte getting his work in as well here in the second. Still 4-0 Boulder. Leadoff triple doesn't work out for Colorado Springs. Collegians back up to the bat in the top of the third when we come back here on the Collegians Broadcast Network. For nothing Boulder, top of 3 from UC Health Park. Nick Arrivo up to the plate. And the left fielder takes ball 1 inside from Kyle Moran. Welcome back to UC Health Park, everybody. Ethan Jordan and Trey Goodman alongside you. Doubleheader action for the Collegians today. Arrivo takes strike 1. Fastball right there on the outside part of the plate. The count even, a ball and a strike.
Couldn't ask for better weather today for this doubleheader.
Now, things have cooled off a little bit from yesterday. Pitch comes inside. 2-1 now to Arrivo. It's 73 degrees here in the Springs. A slight breeze blowing in. Not really much of one, though. And it's 3 balls and a strike to Arrivo. Supposedly, there may be some rain later today. And by later, I mean towards midnight, hopefully, and not during either of our ball games. Arrivo waves and misses. And what would have been ball 4, and the count is full. But we are glad you're alongside us. We know Collegians can't get any fans here to UC Health Park, but hope you'll enjoy this game, not only on Mixlr as we usually are, but on YouTube as well. Slow ground ball to short, charging is Heffelbauer, throws on the run in time to get Nick Arrivo.
Arrivo moved down the line pretty quick. It was a pretty close play, actually.
We talked about this yesterday. Nick Arrivo is 110%, 100% of the time. You won't see him jogging any ground balls out. He forces infielders to make plays, and Heffelbauer made a good one there. But we're so glad you can watch this ball game on YouTube. A special thank you to our producer-engineer Mitch Sanchez, who rigged it all up so you can watch as well as listen to this ball game. Brennan Nolte takes ball 1 high. So if you're listening on Mixler and say, hey, I didn't know that, check us out on YouTube. Search Boulder Collegians and you'll find the broadcast. 1-0. And for a strike. Nolte, the RBI double in the first inning. 1-1. Watches a breaking ball that bounces back to the screen. 2 balls and a strike to the Collegian first baseman. Made a nice play at first himself in the bottom half of the second. Saved a run. 2-1. It's outside. 3 balls and a strike. Now to Brennan Nolte. Three-one. It's outside, ball 4.
Nice job holding up there. He almost went around with that.
Nolte up to first, and here's John Sorensen. Sorensen hit a laser beam towards first base that one hop Justin Olson, and he couldn't snare it. Never really got the glove on it. It was to his right, and he stuck the glove out, couldn't get it. And it was a pair of RBIs for Sorensen. Takes ball 1. It's inside. 2 balls and no strikes now to Sorensen.
We've only seen him bat a few times, obviously, but he's a pull hitter at times, so we'll see what happens.
See what Moran gives him on 2-0, and he gives him something inside that Sorensen certainly pulled, but he pulls it foul. And that was the pitch he wanted. He was a little bit early. 2 balls and a strike. And, well, he does that again, and I think he missed the sweet spot just a bit. If he hits that on the sweet spot and keeps it fair, say there's not many home runs hit by these guys here, that would be one. 2-1, ground ball to short, right at Heffelbauer. Goes to second for 1, return throw, a nice play by Amuel out there as he runs across the bag, turns, and fires off his back foot for the double play. So the Collegians, again, unable to do anything here in the third, but they still retain that 4-0 lead. Colorado Springs trying to chip into it when we come back. Four nothing Boulder. Bottom of the third inning. Colorado Springs will send 9-1-2 to bat against Shane Cavallo here in the inning. Hayden Ambuel, the one guy in the lineup that the Collegians have not seen yet this year, gets the start at second base. and hitting in the 9-hole. Right-handed batter. Takes ball 1 low. Collegians have seen Colorado Springs twice up at their place in Greeley. Hold a 2-0 record against the Outlaws thus far. Both of those games were awfully close. Ground ball to second. And an easy play at second base for John Sorensen. I believe the two finals of those games were 6-3 and 4-3. The Collegians, that 6-3 win, one of few league games they haven't won by 1 run. They have been involved in a lot of close ball games thus far. The only one that wasn't really close was the one game they've had here at UC Health Park, and that was against the Denver Cougars. They ended up losing that 10-5.
Yeah, I believe that's the game they had quite a few walks and a few hit batters.
Yeah, I believe it was 8 walks and 6 hit batters. I'm sure on the hit batter number it was either 7 or 8 walks. And, well, that's not a game you'll usually win when you put that many guys on for free. Bryce McKee, the batter, squared to bunt, missed it. It's 0-1. And he takes ball 1 inside. And that bunt was a ploy to pull Braden Roybal in, and now he'll have to stand in close just in case. But I don't think McKee really had any intention of bunting this at-bat as he's gone to swing away now. Here's the 1-1. Bounces to the plate over the shoulder of Blankenship. No harm, no foul, nobody on base. 2 balls and a strike. McKee hit it hard in his first at-bat, line out to right field. And Cavallo wants a new baseball. He'll get one.
It'll be interesting to see how Colorado Springs reacts now they're coming through the lineup once with the new pitcher from William Jewell.
Cavallo, like we said, a 4-pitch mix. I wonder if we'll see more of his off-speed and perhaps that cutter. Was primarily using the fastball the first time through the order. 2-1. Looked like the changeup that time, but he didn't really bear down on it as he missed it high. 3-1. The 3-1 pitch. Right down Broadway, and McKee takes it. 3-2.
I think this will be a telling pitch. See what he throws here. Faced him before, and you really don't want the first guy on.
McKee saw 3 pitches from Cavallo. He was the leadoff man, of course, in the first inning. Seeing the number in this at-bat. 3-2. Swing and a miss. The changeup gets him way out in front. He waves and misses, and he is gone on strikes.
He threw that with authority. I mean, you got to throw a strike 3-2, and he throws a changeup right there.
I was talking to Shane before the ball game. I said, Shane, new pitcher, tell me some things about yourself. You're up 0-2. You need to get this out to win the ball game. What pitch are you going to? And he didn't hesitate for a second. He said, changeup. No doubt about it. That circle change is his best pitch. Blows a fastball by Kit Wigington. So 0-1.
Well, if you can throw that with confidence when you're, behind, that's pretty good.
Wigington, a ground ball to short. His first time around. 0-1. It's hit towards the Collegiate dugout. It's 0-2. Cavallo looking for a 1-2-3 inning here in the third. 2 away. Collegians up 4-0. An 0-2 count on Kit Wigington. Here he comes, 0-2.
Oh,
Just outside. That was pretty close with the fastball. Wigington left it alone. It's ball 1.
yeah, that certainly didn't miss by much. See what he comes back with here.
They're set up outside. Here's the 1-2 pitch. A fastball, this one. Wigington didn't really have to think about this time. It's way outside for ball 2.
Well, he's got a chance to close it out right here. Make it a short inning.
2-2. Called strike 3. There's the curveball from Cavallo. Haven't seen much of it. And he gets the called strike 3 right there against Kit Wigington. Strikes out 2 in a row to end the third inning. Collegians still with the lead, 4-0. On to the fourth. Back in just a moment on the Collegians Broadcast Network. Pitching change for Colorado Springs in the top of the fourth inning. Micah Brigard comes on to do the hurling now for the Outlaws. So Kyle Moran's afternoon has concluded. And we're taking a look at the official score off of Game Changer. They're running that, Colorado Springs is. And on that play in the first inning where the Brennan Nolte ball was dropped in right field, and then one umpire said it was on the transfer, then they reversed it. They're calling that an error against Alex Bates. And the first pitch of the inning to Doug Blankenship is outside for ball 1. And as such, from our estimation, the final line for Kyle Moran is 4 hits in 3 innings. And just 1 earned run out of the 4. Nolte drove in 2. So on the error, that would be 2 that don't count as an earned run. And then Nolte himself coming in to score, not an earned run. Blankenship, ground ball to third. Tough hop, but picked up nicely over there by Gregory, who throws over to first for the first out. One kind of rose up on Riley Gregory. Caught the dirt in such a way and just picked it up around his shoulder and gets the first out. Brings up Cherokee LeBeau. Cherokee, one of the few guys not to really get a good look at Moran. He was down 0-2 and then popped up to the catcher, Diedrich. First pitch to him from Brigard. It's upstairs for ball 1. Brigard, the opposite of his teammate Grieving, in that he previously attended the Air Force Academy. Swing and a miss from LeBeau. Down 1-1. No longer does. He is listed for next year to be a student at Dodge City Community College. And pardon me, and by Air Force Academy, I mean Air Academy High School. 1-1. Ground ball to second. Picked up, and Ambule throws out Cherokee LeBeau. But Brigard had a nice time at Air Academy and now will play for Dodge City. Collegians had a man from Dodge City last year on their roster, and you see a number of those guys around in the RMBL, especially during a normal year when their teams are able to do their full amount of recruiting. Pardon me. First pitch to Luca Dincola is called a strike. This will be Brigard's 3rd season on the Outlaws. He pumps a fastball by Dincola, who swings and misses, and it's quickly down 0-2. Luca hit a sharp ground ball down the third base line, but Gregory made a nice play to get the out. The 0-2 comes inside. Ball and 2 strikes to Luca Dincola. Originally, Brigard was set to attend Delaware Technical Community College, but since has gone away from that and is verbally committed, from what we know, to Dodge City. Slow roller to third. Gregory tries to grab it on the backhand and cannot. It goes off the heel of his glove, and Dincola is aboard. I'll be interested to see what the official scores down in the Colorado Springs dugout give that one. Or now I'm marking it in my book as a hit. That was going to be a tough play for Gregory to make. Pickoff move to first, nearly sails over Olson, but he's able to reach up and grab it. Dincola runs very well, so not a bad idea to keep an eye on. Joe Ungaro, the batter, single in the second. Trying to make something happen with 2 away. Ball in the dirt, gets away from the catcher Diedrich, and up to second goes Dincola. So Ungaro up in the count and now a runner in scoring position. Much better looking chance for the Collegians to tack on to their lead here in the 4th. They're up 4-0. 1-0 to Ungaro. It's downstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. Of course, first base open now, but Ungaro's the guy you want to go after with the top of the order waiting in the wings. Ungaro fouls it away off of either a catcher or umpire, hard to say from up here. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see Boulder get another run here, kind of get back in the offense. It's kind of died out here recently.
Right, especially playing 2 games, you want to have your offense pretty consistent, 4 runs and then die out going into the second game. When you don't have the 4-0 lead, you want to make sure the bats are still going. 2-1 is inside and just clips the plate. It's 2-2. Good breaking ball there from Brigard. Runner at second, 2 away. Top of 4. 2-2 to Joe Ungaro. I tried to hold up. Did he go around? Yes, he did, says the umpire, and he has gone on strikes. So Micah Brigard comes in and does some much-needed good work out of the bullpen for Colorado Springs. Dincola reaches but goes no further than second, and the Collegians are done here in the 4th. Colorado Springs finds themselves down 4-0. Need the bats to come alive. They'll try and do that here in the bottom of the 4th, coming up on the Collegians Broadcast Network. Four nothing Boulder through 3 innings of play, or 3.5 innings of play here in Colorado Springs. Colorado Springs The bad news is they're down 4-0. The good news is they've got the middle of the order up. Riley Gregory, Jake Grieving, and Justin Olson. A chance to try and get a little bit closer. 0-1 to Gregory. On the ground to third. Roybal picks it up, takes a couple of steps towards first, and fires to Nolte for the first out of the inning. So Gregory gone on just 2 pitches. That brings up Jake Grieving. Well, Trey, we talked about, well, how long is man on the hill, Shane Cavallo, going to go, being this is his first game? Well, if he keeps pitching like this, he might go the whole game.
I think this is a critical inning. I mean, you got the heart of the order up, and, it's his 4th inning. If he gets through this, probably throw the 5th.
Just high and outside for ball 1.
I mean, unless you don't have anyone else to throw, you don't want to run it for a guy coming out first time. Like to leave him on a high note at least.
I'm sure the Collegians are cognizant of that. And if there's an inkling of trouble, I guess we'll see some guys go get loose down the line.
But it would be impressive if he gets through the heart of the order here and gets 4 innings in the book. That'd be nice.
Fires in a strike to Jake Grieving, 1-1. To the DH. Next pitch, chopped foul wide of the plate. Ball and 2 strikes. Looks like Grieving might have hit that off the plate, perhaps off his foot as he stumbles around for a minute. Never feels good.
I'm assuming in a 7-inning game, if you throw 4, you get the win. Is that how it works for pitchers instead of 5 out of 9? How's that work?
I would assume so.
Yeah.
Might even be 3. I don't know. 1-2. In on the hands, popped high in the air to shallow center field. And out goes Sorensen from second to make the grab. Dinkola might have had a beat on it, but Sorensen makes the catch. Well, Justin Olson will try his hand. He tripled to lead off the second inning, but was left stranded at third base. Hit a ball into the right center field gap on a 0-2 count, no less. First pitch right back to the screen. He's right on a fastball. It's 0-1. Glad you're along with us here from UC Health Park. Ethan Jordan and Trey Goodman. Reminder for those of you listening on Mixler, if that's how you choose to take in the ball game, of course, please go ahead. We have it on multiple platforms for a reason, but if you're looking to watch the game, we are today on YouTube. That's YouTube. Search Boulder Collegians, and you can watch as well as listen to the ball game right there. 1-1 to Olson. Pitch misses outside. Ball's next offering, a fastball again, right back to the screen. 1-2 the count to Justin Olson.
Be interesting to see what he throws here. He wants to get this guy out after giving up the triple the first time through.
Strikeout pitch is the circle change. Let's see what he goes with. 1-2. Fastball high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And, that might have been a setup pitch on 1 and 2. Wouldn't be surprised to see him come back with either that curveball or the circle change low in the zone. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Hit towards center. Dinkola starts back, now comes in, settles under it, makes the catch. And it's a 1-2-3 inning on the mound for Shane Cavallo. And, well, after that, I imagine we'll see him out for the 5th. He threw, just a little over 10 pitches in the inning. But he's off to a great start. 4-0, Boulder with the lead. Back in just a moment for the 5th inning here on the Collegians Broadcast Network. Braden Roybal leads off the top of the 5th inning for the Boulder Collegians. They find themselves in a comfortable position, up 4-0. And they'd like to make it a little more comfy. A couple more runs in this 5th. Roybal squares the bunt and pulls it back. Also gets hit by the baseball and looked like it might have caught him just off the forearm, a glancing blow. He appears to be all right. He's down to first.
Yeah, I'd like to see the offense pick it up. You know, the last 2 games, what was it, 12 runs in a game and 10 in the other, I think. We got 4 today, but it seems like last couple innings, nothing's happened.
Well, I'll tell you what, Trey, those 2 big games, the offense has been on ever since you've been on the broadcast.
Well, we need to pick it up here then.
I won't say whether those 2 things are correlated. I'll let you make your own judgment. To check on Roybal at first. It's been a painful afternoon for Braden Roybal, who's already been hit twice. First pitch to Brady Rank nearly hits him as well. Leans out of the way.
I always figure, you know, you want 5 or 6 runs, and then your pitcher should be able to hold that. You know, that's kind of what you shoot for in a college game, I figure.
Yeah, and you talk about slam range. Getting within 4 runs is kind of what you want to do as an offense, so to keep them away from that would be beneficial. And it's the right part of the order to do it for the Collegians. They've got the top here. Rank takes a good fastball for a strike. Now, Micah Brigard came out of the bullpen for the Colorado Springs in the 4th. Not a hard hit ball against him. Did allow 1 base runner, but it was an infield hit. Pickoff move to first, and Roybal is nabbed over at first base. The second Collegian to be picked off this afternoon. Well, that'll put a kibosh on the Collegians' plans here in this 5th inning. Rank will have to restart things. 1-1. It's up high. 2 balls and a strike. It's outside. 3 balls and 1 strike to Brady Rank. Figured it was just a matter of time before some member of the Collegians got caught leaning. 3-1. Rank gets it in on the hands over the pitcher's mound to second and off the heel of the glove of Ambule, and Brady Rank is aboard.
Well, that's unfortunate on the pickoff because he definitely would have first and second now on that ball misplayed.
It was going to be a tough play anyway for Ambule. Almost chopped high over the mound. He had a charge to his right. Rank runs pretty well. Would have been close. As it is, Rank up to first base and Nick Arrivo at the plate. Nick watches one in the dirt for ball 1. Arrivo's had a full count twice in the ball game. One led to a walk, the other to a ground ball. Dips downstairs again. 2 balls and no strikes. So the Collegians have got ahead in the count here in the inning and have put 2 men on, but the pickoffs not helping the cause. What Arrivo can do here on 2-0. Guard ready. Here's the pitch. Again, he misses low. 3 balls and no strikes to Arrivo. And I don't know this for sure, but I would imagine Nick Arrivo has the green light. When you're slugging over 1,000, or when you have an OPS over 1,000, I think that's probably on, but Arrivo, a patient hitter, takes ball 4. Well, what could have been for the Collegians, it's just first and second, could have been the bases loaded, but they'll have to settle for just this, and Brennan Nolte, chance to add a little insurance. He's had a good game out of the 4-hole. Well, that depends on whether you score that an error or a double back in the first. Officially an error, so he's been on twice, though. Error and a walk. Has an RBI. Scored a run. Ball low. Ball and no strikes. The fifth pitch in a row that's missed low for Micah Brigard.
Yeah, this could get real interesting here. We'll see what happens.
First and second, one away. 1-0 pitch. It's outside. Balls and no strikes.
He's certainly struggling on the mound all of a sudden.
I just can't find the zone, and man, it's gone to get loose for Colorado Springs. Check at second. Rank not that far off the bag. Throw 6 balls in a row, you kind of want to just groove one, get back in your rhythm, but I don't want to give anything good to hit to Brennan Nolte right here.
And he's very concerned about the 2 runners as well. This is a critical inning, obviously, for Colorado Springs. You go up a couple runs here, in the 5th of a 7-inning ball game, you got some problems.
And you imagine this is an inning where they need to prevent the Collegians from scoring and probably add some runs of their own in the bottom half. 3-0 now to Nolte. Pitch misses inside. Return throw from the catcher rolls its way towards second base.
Question is, do you let him swing or take the walk here?
I imagine he'll be extremely patient here, whether he has the official take sign on or not. I don't imagine the bat will come off the shoulder of Brennan Nolte. It does not, and the pitch is in for the first strike in a little while from Micah Brigard. First and second, 1 away. The Collegians with a 4-0 lead in the top of the 5th inning. Move to second. Close again, but Brady Ranks sneaks the right hand in. There's a good tag laid on him by Ambule. Used his momentum to lay the tag down. 3-1 on the way. Nolte swings and fouls it away. Down the right side.
That was a good protective swing. I think that was a strike.
3-1. Nolte got a pitch date. He was a little bit ahead of it, or rather behind it. Now he's got to protect on 3-2. John Sorensen waits on deck. Another check at second base. Just a feint from Brigard as he holds on to the baseball. Nolte trying to put this one nearly out of reach of Colorado Springs. Here's the pitch. Right back to the mound. Brigard will get the easy out at first base. Meanwhile, the 2 runners move up. Rank to third, Arrivo to second. With 2 away, John Sorensen, a big chance to really get the Collegians in a good spot going into the bottom of this 5th inning if he can find some grass. 6-0 lead in the 5th inning of a 7-inning ball game that'd be trouble for the Outlaws.
He's been known to pull it here, so we'll see what happens.
This ball one well high over his head. In fact, it's 1-0.
If he were to get that down the first base line, get 2 runs easy.
First baseman Olsen hugging the line just a bit over there. 2-0 now to Sorensen. That one misses high again. Olsen over at first, also playing pretty deep. 2-0, fastball on the outside. That's called a strike.
Yeah, that's a tough one to lay off.
Wonder how Sorensen, we've seen him be a pretty patient hitter in the way that Brigard has pitched so far. I wonder if he was going to wait till he got a strike to swing the bat. Does swing here and fouls it off towards the left side. That'll get into the stands. 2-2 to Sorensen, second and third. Big pitch up and coming for Micah Brigard, trying to keep Colorado Springs within striking distance. Collegians a 4-0 lead. 2-2 on the way. Breaking ball called, strike 3. And Micah Brigard works himself out of trouble here in the 5th. But Colorado Springs needs more than just a shutout inning. They need to add some runs. They are still down 4-0 here in this 7-inning ball game. First of 2 between the Colorado Springs Outlaws and the Boulder Collegians. Back in just a moment with the bottom of the 5th inning here from UC Health Park. Bottom of the 5th inning. Keep in mind this is a 7-inning ball game, so treat it as it's the bottom of the 7th. So things getting a little bit late on Colorado Springs, and they find themselves down 4-0. Shane Cavallo goes back to work on the mound for the Collegians. Alex Bates lines one to right, but right at Joe Ungaro. That would have been the start that the Outlaws needed, but as it is, it's out number 1.
1 pitch, 1 out. That's what you want.
Here in the booth, we figure Cavallo will go 5, but if he does that a couple more times, maybe a 6th inning is in store.
Yeah, they might let him go.
All depends on his pitch count. It's not particularly high, I don't think. Brandon Diedrich grounds one down the third baseline. Roybal dives but can't get to it. A strong throw in from Nick Arrivo holds Diedrich at first. Colorado Springs has a base runner for the first time in a couple of innings. And they haven't had a guy on since first batter in the 2nd. Nate Heffelbauer try and keep the line going for the Outlaws. Pop up in that same 2nd inning to end it. First pitch, fastball just a little bit high. A ball and no strikes. Heffelbauer out of UCCS. Redshirted his freshman year here in 2020. Takes a strike. Cavallo nods yes to a sign. Comes the right-hander on 1-1. Runner takes off, pitches fouled away. And back to first goes the courtesy runner for Braden Diedrich.
Yeah, I think he had that base stolen. It was good thing fouled it off for Boulder.
Yeah, Cavallo hadn't really peeked over there, and I think he knew it. Runner, by the way, is Parker Gregory. Seen Gregory, well, no, it couldn't be Gregory, but it looked like he was wearing number 10. 1-2 is high. Oh, that's a 0 rather than 10 over there. It's Andrew Churchill doing the running. Man, the Collegians have seen a couple of times. He takes off, ground ball up the middle, and gets through both middle infielders. Both of them slid or dived to try and get it, and neither of them could secure it. And it's a base knock for Nate Heffelbauer. Cherokee LeBeau went to his left, dove that way. And then Sorensen, coming to his right, slid to try and get it. And it popped over Sorensen and went under LeBeau and into center field for a base hit.
Yeah, very tough situation. Didn't even get an out on that. But they did hold him not going to third because that ball got past him.
It's first and second. Hayden Ambuel, the second baseman, to the plate.
Wouldn't be surprised if we see somebody get up in Boulder in the pen. I wouldn't be surprised.
It's like Mark Goodman's chatting with a couple players down there. I wonder who we'll see head down the line. First pitch to Ambuel is high for ball 1. Ambuel, one of a couple guys on on the Colorado Springs Outlaws that is just entering into his college career this summer. 2020 Lewis Palmer High School graduate. Going to be playing his college ball at Wayne State. Takes ball 2 inside.
Yeah, I think this is a big at bat right here. You do not want to load him up.
Especially 2-0. I think Ambuel will get something to hit. We're saying Hayden's thinking it. 2-0 inside, 3 balls and no strikes. And Cavallo is a ball away from loading the base paths. The 3-0 from Cavallo. Fastball finds the zone. Ambuel is taken all the way. 3 balls and a strike.
I wouldn't be surprised if he takes the next pitch as well.
He's going to be very selective. I imagine he'll be looking one spot, one pitch, and anything else he'll let go by. Check over at second. Oh, and they got him.
Holy cow.
The pickoff move right on the money as Sorensen grabs it, and as he grabbed it, the tag was already applied to the runner, and he is gone. Another pickoff here in this ballgame, the third and the first for the Collegians. Well, that'll help things for Boulder, though it's once again first and second. Ambuel draws the walk.
That was a huge out.
But that's a lot better, to your point, that's a lot better than bases loaded. And one away, rather bases loaded, or first and second and 2 away. You'll take that every time.
Yeah, he's just got to settle down, get this guy, and that'll be the afternoon for him.
And Churchill, the runner, he got caught hanging a little bit, but not all that much. It was just a perfect pickoff attempt from Cavallo. The throw was right on the body of the runner.
It's a rare game when you see 2 guys get picked off at second, one from each team.
Up to Bryce McKee to try and at least come away with something in the inning for Colorado Springs. First and second and 2 away. They're down 4-0. Key, easy ground ball to third. Roybal picks it up, tags his bag, and that's the inning. Ooh, and Cavallo walking off the mound, put the glove up to the ear like, do you guys got something to say over there in the first base dugout?
And then the umpire comes up to him to say something.
And here comes Coach to say, all right, good performance. Now let's get back in the dugout. No extracurriculars. But it has been a good performance for Shane Cavallo. He's shut him out through 5 innings. 4-0 the lead for Boulder. They'll look to tack onto it in the 6th. Back in just a moment here from Colorado Springs. Couple of defensive changes for Colorado Springs. Work our way into the sixth inning of Game 1, the doubleheader between the Colorado Springs Outlaws and the Boulder Collegians. New pitcher on for the Outlaws. It's Parker Gregory. That's why when he was running down at first, I was going to say he just got loose in the pen. Why would they have him run? And no, it was a 0 rather than the 10, and Andrew Churchill doing the running. But here comes Gregory now in to pitch. UCCS guy, as so many of these Outlaws are. And then the other change in center field, A.J. Carpenter comes in for Bryce McKee. First pitch to Doug Blankenship from Gregory. Misses inside for ball 1.
We'd like to see Doug get back on track here.
Blankenship a triple in the first and ground out in the fourth. And a good hitter's count now, 2-0. Final line for Brigard, no runs on just 2 hits, both of them infield singles. So a good outing for Micah Brigard. Worked himself into some trouble with some free passes in the 5th, but anytime you don't have the ball hit hard against you, doing something right on the mound. Gregory in some trouble, down 3-0 to Doug Blankenship. This pitch spikes it in the dirt. Really overthrew that one on 3-0. And it's a 4-pitch walk to start the inning for Blankenship.
It might have been better to walk him than let him hit, though. Blankenship's really got him back going in the last few games.
Blankenship aboard. Morris will come into courtesy run for him.
See how aggressive we get on the base paths here.
First pitch to Cherokee LeBeau in the first strike of the inning for Gregory. Just does brush the black on the outside. No balls and a strike to the Collegian shortstop. Pop out and a ground out in his return to play for Cherokee LeBeau. Oh, and a nasty breaker falls in for strike 2. A big bender that time from Gregory that curved over the head of LeBeau and back into the zone. Oh, 2 pitch on the way. Missed low and outside with it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. No, LeBeau would like to get a knock here in his first game back to see how he's feeling between games. He said, I feel pretty good. We'll see how it goes. The injury is on that right leg, so his plant leg when he swings. And a pickoff move to first goes over the head of Olson, and Morris will jog up to second base. Well, there's that extra run you talked about, Trey, right there at second, and still nobody away.
Yeah, there's been a lot of throws over to first today, and finally that one went Boulder's way.
A couple of those throws over to first have come dangerously close to getting away. Olson's done a nice job to collect them. No chance to get that one. 1-2 on LeBeau. Runner at second. A 4-0 lead for Boulder in the top of the 6th. 1-2 pitch. Inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kieran Morris, the runner at second. Solid runner. Not the type who's probably going to try and steal third or anything like that, but ought to score on a base hit to the outfield. LeBeau felt he was waiting a little too long for Gregory at the plate, asks for time, and steps out. You got to be careful doing that. Depends on the umpire. Some of them will grant time to you every time. Others not so much. Saw, I think it was yesterday, a couple of Collegians asked for time and did not receive it. The 2-2 pitch. It's upstairs. LeBeau's worked the count back full. Still that runner at second base and a prime RBI opportunity. With first base open, don't think he'll see anything terrific to hit. But who knows? Luca Dincola awaits in the on-deck circle. 3-2. Here's the payoff pitch from Gregory. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. LeBeau down on strikes, and, well, said he wouldn't get anything good to hit. He did not. That was a nasty curveball that wound up outside and low. And there's one away. So Dincola to the plate. 1 for 2 afternoon. Infield knock in the 4th. Well, he got the pitch to hit, but he was a little bit behind on the fastball. And down a ball, no balls and 1 strike. That was the one he wanted. Pretty center cut fastball to start the at-bat. May not see another like it.
Yeah, that was definitely a pitch to hit.
Another man getting loose for Colorado Springs down the right field line. It's Noah Lasecki. Breaking ball in the dirt. Good block. Diedrich keeps it in front of him. It's a ball and a strike. Collegians with the 4-0 lead in the top of the 6th. 1 away, a runner at second base for Luca Dincola. Collegians scored all 4 of their runs back in the first inning. They've been pretty quiet ever since. 1-1 to the screen from Dincola. Ball and 2 strikes. A couple of pickoffs have quelled some Collegian rallies in these middle innings. But Micah Brigard really had their number, preventing anything from happening in the 4th and the 5th. Only a pair of infield hits for Boulder. Trying to change their fortunes against Parker Gregory. 1-2. Fouled away. So Dincola stays alive and will do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Luca, as we've talked about before, mainly in the game for his defensive ability in center. But the last game he played in went 2 for 4. I'd like to add another hit to his resume this afternoon. And more importantly, that RBI at second. 1-2 on the way. Nicola slow grounded to third. It'll move Morris up to third base. And it's the shortstop, Heffelbauer, who comes over to take care of it for the second out.
Well, we've got a situation to bring this run in here. I think that 5th run would be a big boost for the Boulder morale going into the final, inning and a half.
Be up to Joe Ungaro to bring Morris across the plate. 1 for 2 for Joe this afternoon. First pitch, swing and a miss behind a fastball. He's down 0-1. Next pitch, downstairs. 1-1. Joe this season, a 167 hitter with runners in scoring position. Getting a new baseball is the catcher, Diedrich. Now he'll toss it out to Parker Gregory. 1-1 on Joe Ungaro. Runner at third, 2 away in the Collegian 6. Trying to add a 5th run to the board before the bottom half. Joe Ungaro, that's that one go outside. 2 balls and a strike. Infield's and outfield playing him straight away with 2 outs. 3-1. Gregory worked ahead to Ungaro and ever since hasn't been able to find the zone. See what he has here on 3 balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. Ground ball wide of third. And now the count full to Joe Ungaro, 3-2. Big pitch coming here. Colorado Springs trying to stick around in this ball game, down 4-0 here in the later innings. 3-2 count to Joe Ungaro with a runner at third and 2 away. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Ungaro tried to hold up but went all the way around on a fastball high in the zone. And he has gone on strikes to end the inning. So Gregory works out of things in the 6th. Colorado Springs still within striking distance, down by 4. But they need to get those bats going in a hurry. Bottom of the 6th coming up here from UC Health Park.
However you can get.
Shane Cavallo out for more against the Colorado Springs Outlaws as he's in to pitch his 6th inning. And on his Collegians debut, he'll have to start things with a pinch hitter. New man into the ball game is not on our roster.
Number 9, huh?
Oh, there we go. Justin Risdall is the pinch hitter. He comes in for Kit Wigington. First pitch to Risdall. Swing and a miss. A changeup that he was overmatched on. He was looking down at the 350 sign down the left field line when he finished that swing. And, well, I don't blame him. That was nasty.
That was a smart pitch to throw. First time the guy's never seen you.
0-1. There's the fastball that Risdall was looking for on the first pitch. He lines it out to left, but Arrivo runs it down in the gap. There's out number 1. So with that pitch, the pitch count runs to 65 now for Cavallo. So not in the danger zone by any stretch. Definitely got enough in the tank to work this 6th if he can do it in short order.
Yeah, it seems they're enjoying himself out there.
Well, why not? Hasn't gotten to play ball since March, and
Yep.
finally getting a chance to get back on the diamond. Ground ball right back to him on the mound. At this rate, he might come out for the 7th inning.
Yeah, that was Merry Christmas. Ball right back to you.
3 pitches and 2 outs for Shane Cavallo in the 6th. Jake Grieving trying to make things at least a little bit interesting. Comes to the plate.
Yeah, you wonder, you going to take a couple pitches here, you know, because it's gone so quick. I mean, you might just take a couple, right? You swing and get out, and the other pitcher didn't get a break.
Zach Giving is warming up in the Collegiate bullpen, and he's looking over and says, at this rate, man, I was supposed to pitch today. Imagine we don't see him here. We'll see him in game 2. Well, Cavallo gets ahead of Grieving. No balls and a strike. Fires in a fastball.
Yeah, I think he probably had they're having him take a pitch or two at least.
0-1 to the right, or the left-handed hitting Jake Grieving. pitch. Grieving gets one inside, turns on it, and fouls it into the bullpen.
Well, maybe now we'll see that changeup or a curve here with a 0-2, right?
And he's probably going to try and go get him. That way he can go back to the dugout and make his case to Mark Goodman. Coach,
Yeah.
7th inning? What do you say? 0-2 on Jake Grieving. 2 away in the 6th inning. Collegians up 4-0. Here's the 0-2. Grieving fouls it away, this time down the other line and out of play to the left. Tell you what, to get an idea of how well Cavallo has pitched, if he can get Grieving, he'll probably finish with about 70 pitches here through 6 innings. Next offering is high for ball 1. Kyle Moran, the starter for Colorado Springs, worked 3 innings and threw 56 pitches.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That gives you an idea of the juxtaposition between the two starts today. One and 2 the count to Grieving. Nobody aboard. Pitch is high. That looked like the changeup.
Yeah, I think just slipped out of his hand.
Grieving's got the count even now at 2-2. Cavallo looking to get out of the inning right here. Here he comes on 2-2. High again. And the count full to Jake Grieving. Cavallo went up 0-2. His next 3 pitches all missed high.
Yeah, and that's not characteristic of how he's thrown today.
That's 71 pitches to this point. 3-2. Inside, Grieving flies it high in the air towards the right center field gap. Coming in and to his left is Dinkola. Makes the catch and ends the inning. So we'll see on Cavallo coming back out for the 7th. He's only at 72 pitches, but he works another 1-2-3 inning in the 6th. Collegians a 4-0 lead. Chance to add on to it with the good part of the order coming up in the top of the 7th inning. Stick around for that. We'll be right back on the Collegians Broadcast Network. Another pitching change for Colorado Springs. Noah Lasecki, left-hander, comes in here in the 7th inning. Coaching change for Boulder. Isaac Parks has put on the helmet and is down to coach first base. Lasecki will see the top of the order for the Collegians, Roybal, Rank, and Arrivo. They look to add on to their 4-0 lead before the bottom of the 7th. Roybal has been on board twice, not in the way he would like. He's been hit twice. Takes strike 1. Lasecki just finished up his freshman year at UCCS. Red-shirted over there. Roybal fouls the first one back. First one he swings at back to the screen, 1-1. Collegians have seen Lasecki once before, back on June the 12th. Came in relief, pitched an inning and a third. Gave up 5 earned runs. So they're pleased to see him again. Left-hander ready. Here's his 0-2. Roybal reaching for one, pops it foul and out of play.
Yeah, you'd like to see the Collegians at least get another run. I mean, the only downside, you're up 4-0. You had a great pitching effort today, but in the last 4 or 5 innings, you haven't really done anything offensively.
Lasecki, aside from the inning and a third he worked against the Collegians. Roybal, slow roller to third, some trouble with it over there, and Braden Roybal is aboard. E5.
Oh, is he coming back? Is that a foul ball?
Oh, and, well, Riley Gregory going to be spared the error. They called it foul.
I think Gregory's out, too. I don't think that's him at third.
Now I look at it, I don't think that's Gregory at third base. We'll get you an idea of the defensive change in just a moment. As I was saying, Lasecki, other than the inning and a third he worked against Boulder, that was a disaster for him. He's been good. 4 innings pitched, no earned runs, and 4 strikeouts. Just that one outing against the Collegians that, well, spiked the ERA up to 8.4. 1-2 to Roybal. Braden flies one down the right field line. That's hauled in for the first out. And it appears that Colorado Springs has gone with nearly a platoon swap in terms of their fielders. Dylan Martell is the new third baseman. He's their backup catcher and sometimes will play outfield. I don't think I've heard tell of him being a third baseman, so, well, he'll get a little work in there this afternoon. First pitch to Brady Rank, a breaking ball that comes across the plate for strike 1. We may have a new right fielder as well. Everybody else pretty much the same. Of course, Carpenter still the man in center. Came in for McKee. Is outside to Rink. A ball into strike. Brady today, 1 for 2. Also drew a walk and scored in that big first inning. 1-1. Rank lines one into right field. That's a base hit.
That's what we need. Nice hit.
Mark Goodman was talking to the guys between innings. We could hear him up here saying, let's get some more. Why not, to paraphrase.
Well, you got another game to play, and you're going to have offense there, so you better get it going now.
Exactly, because you go into that game, offense is still stagnant. Well, you don't have the 4-0 lead to hang your hat on.
Exactly.
If your offense is stagnant through the first 5 innings of that one, well, there's no runs on the scoreboard in that case, so might as well ramp it up right here. First pitch to Nick Arrivo, misses high for ball 1. Arrivo hasn't seen all that much to hit. He's 0 for 1 with 2 walks. (1-0). 2 balls and no strikes. That one in the dirt. Lasecki was quite the two-way player in high school. Next pitch is outside, 3-0. He went to the Classical Arts Academy, and at TCA, he led the team in ERA with a 1.89 earned run average, but he also led the team in home runs. But in his college career, has settled into pitching. Misses high to Nicarivo for ball 4. 2 on. 1 away. Collegians will get 2 men aboard. First and second for Brennan Nolte. Nolte 0 for 2. He's reached twice, an error and a walk. Got him on board.
Yeah, he really needs to get a hit here, break this thing open.
4-0 the lead as it stands for Boulder. Game 1 of this doubleheader. Dives beneath the zone. Ball and no strikes. Lasecki ready. Checks his runners. Comes home on 1-0. Pumps in a strike. 1-1 to Nolte. Collegians sit atop the RMBL standings and would like to extend their lead. 3 outs away from doing so. 1-1. Another fastball that misses high. 2 balls and a strike. This is not what you want if you're Lasecki, falling behind batters and walking guys.
Yeah, this might be the pitch to hit. See what he brings him.
Missed with a couple fastballs. Let's see what he has to go with on 2 balls and a strike. Southpaw ready and delivers. Comes inside. Nice pickup there behind the plate. Diedrich keeps the runners where they are. But it's 3-1 to Nolte.
This could get interesting when you see who's on deck.
You have Nolte at the plate. If he walks, you're left with a very patient hitter in John Sorensen and nowhere to put him. And if you're not throwing strikes, that's not a good combination. Rank at second, he's singled. Nicarivo at first, he walked. Rank runs pretty well. Nicarivo runs very well over at first base. 3-1. Nolte drives one out to center. Got underneath of it a bit, though. And it'll be a pretty routine play for Carpenter. Both runners tag up. Both will move up 90 feet.
Well, second and third with 2 out.
Not the ideal situation for the Collegians, but again, they're threatening. Their bats have gone largely silent since the first, but they have threatened at times. Just no one's come across home plate.
I would imagine our LOB's kind of high for this game. I'm not sure what they've left on base, but it seems like it's probably, maybe 6, 7 guys.
I would imagine more than Mark Goodman is satisfied with. John Sorensen takes a strike. If you know Goody and his coaching style, it's throw strikes and don't leave runners on base. Collegians have done one of those 2 things today. 0-1. Sorensen gets underneath of it, but works it out of play. Well, Colorado Springs a strike away from getting out of things here in the 7th. Lasecki looks in. Here's his 0-2. Sorensen out in front, fouls it off. He's out on his front foot.
Got to protect.
Always tricky. You know, you sit on a certain pitch and you get your certain curve, you get a fastball, you got to ramp things up and hope you can foul it away. And the other way around, you kind of are leaning into the breaking ball. 0-2. Runners at second and third, a 4-0 lead. The Collegians are looking to extend. Sorensen skies one down the left field line. Going to be a long run out there in left, and it drifts foul. Just to the left of the line. And a long run to try and get it.
Well, he's certainly getting a decent at bat here, especially with 0-2.
That's Scholes in left field. Lions
Would be nice to see him get a base hit here.
0-2 the count on Sorensen. Left on left matchup. Here's the pitch. Line drive to left, but right at left fielder Scholes, and that will end the inning. So once again, the Collegians threaten. They do not score, but they have the 4-0 lead thanks to that first inning, and they'll look to use it to take home the victory when we come back for the bottom of the 7th inning. Bottom of the 7th inning, and back onto the mound goes Shane Cavallo. He's going to try and go all the way through game 1 of this doubleheader, and why not? He's still under 80 pitches. He pumps in a strike right here. 1-1 on Justin Olson. Olson, Bates, and Diedrich, barring a pinch hitter for Colorado Springs. They're still within striking distance. It doesn't seem like it with how this game has gone, but 4-0, that's not undoable. Olson, long run for Rank at second. It's off his glove as he dives to his left. And it's a knock for Olson to begin the inning, and that's the start you want. Part of the reason that Cavallo has been so successful, well, 1, he's thrown a lot of strikes, but 2, that's only the second leadoff man he's allowed on base in his 7 innings pitched.
Yeah, this is going to be a critical at bat here. See if he can turn 2 or something, or they'll probably go to the pen.
Given is still loose down the left field line for Boulder. Alex Bates, the hitter. Bates 0 for 2 like so many others in this lineup. First pitch in his 3rd go-around is high for ball 1. Cavallo, thus far, just the 4 hits allowed, only giving up 2 walks. I think the most surprising number on there is he's only struck out 3. 1-0. 2 balls and no strike. That's a pretty close pitch, but called a ball.
Yeah, that was a tough call on that one.
Cavallo's done a good job of getting ahead of batters. Not the case here with Bates, but he's been ahead of 16 of the 23 he's faced. 2-0. in for a strike.
Yeah, I think we're going to see Colorado Springs very patient at the plate here.
They have a pinch runner at first, 45 for us.
Pitch in for a strike. 2-2 to Bates. By the way, Justin Olson has been replaced by Aaron Burkhoff at first, as Colorado Springs adds a little more speed.
Yeah, he may even go on this pitch.
2-2, good count to run on. Not going. Pitch in the dirt. Gets away momentarily, but Blankenship collects it before Burkhoff can move up. Full count to Alex Bates. Runner at first. Colorado Springs down 4-0 in the 7th. Game 1 of 2. A doubleheader this afternoon.
This could very well be his last pitch if he doesn't get him.
Three-two. Driven to left. Arrivo coming in. Makes the catch. And there's the second out.
That's a huge out.
Or the first out, pardon.
Yeah, first out, but a huge one.
So Bates hits it hard. Keep note of that. But Arrivo makes the grab for out number 1. Braden Diedrich now. Dodge City Community College product. 1 for 2 this afternoon. He lines one down the left field line, foul, gave it a ride, but pulled it just a bit. So no 0-1 count. Cavallo not looking quite as sharp here this inning. You can just see it out on the hill, and no fault of his own. He hasn't pitched since March.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing. He went 7, and he's one pitch away from getting a double play here as well, though.
He's had 3 balls hit hard against him in the inning. 1 an out, 1 a single, 1 a foul ball. 0-1. Left that pretty center cut, but good speed change. Diedrich was out in front. It's 0-2.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a huge advantage with these various pitches he can throw, and he's not afraid to throw them.
See what he dials up on 0-2. Ground ball down the third base line. That's a fair ball. Arrivo's throw in holds the runners at second and third, but it's a double for Braden Diedrich, and yeah, that looks like it might be the afternoon for Cavallo. Just left in a couple pitches too long, it appears, in his first start since March. And, well, it isn't Mark Goodman out to the hill, so perhaps just a conversation. You know, how are you feeling? Of course he's going to say, oh, Coach, I can go one more batter. I got this. I just need 2 more outs. And, well, they're going to give him the chance. So Shane Cavallo staying in the ball game with runners at second and third, 1 away, and Nate Heffelbauer to the plate. The good news for Cavallo is it's the bottom of the order. Mark Goodman signaling down to Zach Given, be ready. First pitch to Heffelbauer. Called strike 1, and a good fastball at that. The 0-1. Line drive towards right. It'll fall in front of Ungaro for a base hit. 1 run comes in to score. Throw comes in quickly. Good job by Nolte to cut it off as that was headed to the backstop. And it holds the runner at third.
That was unfortunate.
So just the 1 run in on the play, and that will do it for Shane Cavallo. Again, left in just a little too long. It doesn't, and that extra run does not take away from the performance we saw today from Shane Cavallo as he makes his exit here in the 7th. Zach Given in to pitch. We'll let him get warmed up. Back in just a moment on the Collegians Broadcast Network. 4-1 the lead for Boulder, bottom of the 7th inning. Shane Cavallo out of the ball game now. What a performance it was for Cavallo. He'll be replaced by Zach Given. Given switching it up as a left-handed pitcher. I think they were planning on taking Cavallo out anyway and bringing in the lefty Given to face Ambuel. And, well, Given's first pitch looked pretty good, but apparently it was off the outside corner for ball 1. By the way, the final line for Cavallo, of course, barring those runs out on base. 6 in the 3rd innings, 6 hits, 1 earned run, and 3 strikeouts with 2 walks. Ended up throwing 86 pitches.
Well, this is not looking good here.
Given has started Cavallo off with 3 straight balls. Or Cavallo, pardon. Ambuel out with 3 straight balls. There we go, in for a strike.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see that bat come off the shoulder.
And by the way, Ambuel replaced by Scholes in the order. So he'll do the batting here, pardon. And he's up 3-1 in the count. Make it 3-2. He is yet to have the bat come off the shoulder. See what Given has in store. 3-2. You'd love to throw a breaking ball to the lefty, but how much confidence do you have? Rather, he goes fastball, chopped up the middle. LeBeau tags the bag for 1, throw to first. Dug out by Nolte, and the ball game is over. So good work by Zach Given. He only needs to face 1 batter to get out of the ball game, and the Collegians win it 4-1 on the back of a terrific start from Shane Cavallo.
Yeah, it was quite a way to end it.
They get the 6-3 double play. Of course, that double play, even though we're not out there, brought to you by Bigfoot Sod Farms, delivering all across the Front Range for all of your sod needs. Thanks to Bigfoot for our usual host and all of our sponsors here for the Boulder Collegians. And a special thank you to you today. Now, we have a new thing running. We put up what we're calling our tip jar between innings, and we had some of you come through. So thank you to Brett Sucher, Pete Ungaro, Lance Roybal, Stacy Dincola, Christian Sorensen, and Stephen Arrivo for your generous donations. We certainly do appreciate it. And thank you for supporting Boulder Collegians baseball and your Boulder Collegians broadcast team. We will be back with you in just about a half an hour for Game 2 between the Outlaws and the Collegians. And, well, the Collegians, again, atop these RMBL standings, and they improve on the season to 8-2, I want to say, overall. I think it's 7-2 or 7-1 in the league. Colorado Springs falls to 2-6 in the league. And, well, they'll look to improve that when we come back for game number 2. So stick around, go get a drink, stretch out. 30 minutes from now or so, we'll be back with game number 2 between the Boulder Collegians and the Colorado Springs Outlaws. Collegians win the first one, 4-1. See you in just a moment.